Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. As mentioned yesterday, Psalm 120 through 134 are the Psalms that are called the Songs of Ascent. And these are the songs that they would have sang the Israelites would have sang as they traveled to Jerusalem and even to the temple, the sanctuary. And there's a progression that takes place within these 15 Psalms. From far away in Psalm 120, then while they're on the journey in Psalm 121 that we'll talk about today, and then songs about the city itself or what they would sing while they were in the city in Psalm 122 through 131, and then what they would sing when they were at or near the sanctuary in Psalms 132 through 134. And today we read Psalm 121, which is a song that they would sing as they began their journey. Psalm 120 begins the desire. They want to get away from trouble. They want to get away from deceit and lying and things of that nature. And they want to now pursue the Lord and to go to the sanctuary of the Lord. And in Psalm 121, they begin the journey. And it starts off by saying, I will lift up my eyes to the mountains. From where shall my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. And so they would look to the mountains. And if you remember, Jerusalem was on a mountain. And they could look out to the mountains that surrounded Jerusalem and even the mountain that Jerusalem was on and have their eyes set on their journey and where they were headed. But they recognized the fact that they would need help on the journey. From where shall my help come? And then they recognized that their help came from the Lord who made heaven and earth. So as they begin on their journey, they would recognize the fact that they had a destination, but they needed the Lord to come and help them on the journey and to assist them, and that they were ultimately dependent on Him to help them along the way. And of course, the same is true with us as well. As we set our minds on things above, not the things on the earth, Colossians chapter 3, we look to the heavens, we look to God, we look to Christ who is seated at the right hand of the Father, and we set our eyes, we lift our eyes to the mountains, as it were. And as we do so, and as we set our mind on heavenly things, we recognize the fact that we need help. We need help on the journey. We realize that the pathway is difficult, that there is a lot of dangers and harm that might befall us as we take on this journey, and we need the Lord's help. We need the Creator of heaven and earth to help us on this journey. And we need help in various ways that which are brought out in this psalm. In verse 3, it says, He will not allow your foot to sleep. He who keeps you will not slumber. He won't allow you as you're going on this journey to slip and to fall. And the same thing is true with us, spiritually speaking, that as we are making our journey, the Lord can help us and keep us from stumbling, from our quote-unquote feet from slipping, giving us a path that we can walk. He can keep our steps sure and steadfast as we set our eyes on Him, as we trust in Him, as we recognize that He is our help and that we need His help each and every day to keep us from stumbling. And we could even say each and every moment to keep us from stumbling, from falling into sin, from falling away from His will, from really just getting caught up in the things of the world, that sort of thing. The Lord can help us and keep us from stumbling as we trust Him, as we keep our eyes fixed on Him. But also, they would seek the Lord's help when it comes to harmful forces. It says in verse 5 through the first part of verse 7, it says, The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will protect you from all evil. And so there was a reminder for them as they sang this song, as they began their journey, that the Lord would be their shade on their right hand, that the sun would not harm them, nor would the moon harm them, but the Lord would protect them from all harm. And so This reminds us of our need for the help of the Lord on our journey, spiritually speaking, from the harmful forces that would work against us. As we think about the prince of the power of the air in Ephesians chapter 2, as we think about the forces of darkness in the heavenly places, in the spiritual realm, talked about in Ephesians chapter 6, there are forces that are working against us and that might smite us, might harm us, that might injure us in some way spiritually to try to keep us from being able to make our journey. But as we trust in the Lord, as we lift our eyes to the mountains, we trust in the Lord to work against these negative forces and help us by being a shade on our right hand, to be one who protects us from those evil influences and those dark forces. But then also we have God's general protection sung about in this song by the people making their way to Jerusalem. It says in verse 8, "The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forever." So the Lord's going to be there. He's going to guard you. He's going to keep you. And when you're going out, when you're going in, wherever you're at, the Lord's going to be there to be your guard, to be your help. And we can rely on this as well as we are on our journey to say, Lord, I know that whether I'm going out or going in, whether I'm sitting down, lying down, standing up, walking, running, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, you are my guard. You are my protection. You're the one that I can trust, and you're the one that will make my journey successful. So in all these different ways, we can learn from this psalm that as we are on a journey, as they were on a journey, we can lift our eyes to the mountains. That is, we can set our minds on things above and recognize that our help comes from the Creator of heaven and earth. And we need His help as we journey from stumbling. We need help from harmful forces that might come against us. We need help from just general things. We need His general protection. And we just need the Lord's help throughout the whole journey. And so today, let's recognize the fact that we're on a journey. Let's also lift our eyes up to heaven. Let's seek help from the Lord to help us in all these different ways that are brought out in this psalm. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.